Hey, hey, Cancer. Intuitive Soul Coach here with your February 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Cancer, welcome. This reading is all about what's the purpose in this job, this relationship, this situation, or it could be life purpose as well. So please take it as it resonates to your situation. Now, bottom of the deck, Treasure Island. This is one of the best cards in this entire deck. It's like the Sun card in tarot. So you may not see this coming yet, but there's a lot of treasure here. It's like treasure awaits. It may have taken a long time with the sea turtle to get to this point, but I feel like this is something coming in here. Yeah, because you've had to go through a lot of maybe conflict with the chaos and conflict. That's getting resolved here, or there's something with that shifting for you. You've been thinking about your next moves, and look at this, new building blocks coming in. So what you don't see coming here is there's going to be treasure showing up for you in some unexpected ways. Now, you also have the Blessed card, which is really beautiful. It's talking about looking for the miracles in life, looking for the opportunities for growth, for happiness, for abundance, and to focus on the things that inspire you, right? Surrounding yourself with people that inspire you, surrounding yourself with the type of creative endeavors and creative work that inspires you. So you are very blessed here. And I feel that there is possibly even a new soul contract or a new sense of stability coming in. You see the double twos, 2-2. And twos are about choices, partnerships, duality as well, bringing things together. And then we have it 4 energy, which is about structure and planning and stability. So some of you may have been going round and round. Okay, you have the round and round card. So maybe you were going round and round with an idea, with something you were contemplating, right? In a relationship, in health, in business. I feel like you are going to see that you're making a choice this month based on your inner knowing, because that is your middle card here. And you're going to be very, very blessed if you listen to your intuition, because you have that deep knowing within you that is bringing you a sense of clarity. Okay, you see the owl showing up right on top of the moon. And the moon energy can be Pisces. It can be watery elements, right? Your fellow water sign. But this is about needing clarity, and I feel like you're getting it. This has to do with trusting your intuition, trusting in maybe the subconscious. And remember, subconscious, you have Treasure Island. So trusting that by moving forward in whatever you're going round and round in, is actually going to bring you far greater blessings, Cancer. Some of you may be dealing with a Gemini than you could have ever imagined. So let's dive into your reading here. Yeah, some of you felt like you were, well, there's that air element. There's justice showing up. This is you. So Libran energy here as well. Some of you may have strong Libra placements, or you're really activated during this Aries North Node, Libra South Node energy. And there is a deep knowing that you had to maybe go through a situation in the past, maybe even a karmic experience with the justice. But this is about judgments, legalities, maybe equality and fairness. We're going to take a look here at your weakness, the current situation, your strength. Okay, you have 2 strengths coming out. Beautiful. Look at that. It's the sun. Your purpose, your secondary purpose, or those are partnered up. We'll take a look at lessons to be learned, the devil, and desires, hopes, and fears, along with what you don't know. Okay, and advice to achieve your hopes and dreams. Beautiful. Okay. Wow, this is going to be a pretty intense reading, as all of these have been. But we're starting out here with the justice. So this is about a fair judgment, okay? Fair judgment. It is showing up in the upright position. So when the justice shows up, I feel like there's good karma coming your way. That's why you have the blessed. That's why you have the treasure island, because this is something that you will be fairly recompensed for, especially if this is a legal situation or if you're going in for that raise or you're asking for a higher pay. Okay, whatever this is here, justice is on your side. Fairness and truth are on your side. So if you've been fair, if you've been truthful, if you've been dishing out some good karma, you're going to see it coming back to you. So many people look at karma and they want to run the other way. But it's basically about the law of cause and effect. What you put out there, you're going to get back, right? It's nothing to be feared. It should help us grow, because then it can reflect to us what we don't want, right? And what we do want. So I feel like the scales are coming into favor, and you can see that she has on a blindfold, but the justice energy is the all-knowing, the all-seeing. You can't run from justice. You can't run from karma. And I feel like you may be in this position here at this time to bring about a sense of truth or fairness to a situation in your career, in your health, in your relationships, because you're standing up for your own truth here. You want balance in a situation. I mean, who doesn't, right? But mostly I feel like this is, again, getting a big old scoop of good karma for whatever you've done here. Your weakness, 3 of Wands in reverse, unexpected setbacks. And sometimes, Cancer, you get hung up on those setbacks. And when you get hung up on those setbacks, you tell yourself, well, that's never going to happen. Or the universe must be blocking this from me, therefore it's not for me. When sometimes that's not the truth. Sometimes we get caught up in our own way. It's not the universe necessarily putting those things in front of us. It's responding to us. And that's something we get hung up on. This is about you moving forward and knowing that sometimes within the midst of those setbacks, there is still a large amount of growth taking place, even when you don't see it. And sometimes this 3 of Wands can be delays. It can be decisions that weren't always in the best of our interest. Maybe they were decisions that other people made. Maybe they were decisions that we thought were best for us at that time. It can also feel like we're missing out on opportunities to grow because of the setbacks that we keep enduring. And that's a weakness here. But in order to overcome the weakness, we're going to talk about your strength here in just a moment. But what's going on? What's the current situation? The 2 of Pentacles. It's about reassessing priorities. Because sometimes the 2 of Pentacles, when it shows up in reverse, it's about taking on too much and feeling that imbalance. No wonder you have the scale showing up here for you. There could be a choice for you to make at this time. And in order for you to make this choice, you must reassess those priorities, because what I'm picking up on here, Cancer, is some of those priorities that may have been on the top of your list in the past, they're no longer prevalent to you. They're no longer in that specific order that they once were. Because as we grow, we shift our frequency, our vibration, and things change. We're not meant to stay in a sense of comfortability, or in a sense of stagnancy, or in a sense of too much routine, right? Yeah, there's a great energy around being routine around certain things, around our health, but it's also about breaking out of a comfort zone here and reassessing what's working and what's not. And I feel like that's where you're at currently. Because you want to set some new priorities. You want to make some new choices. You want to move in a new direction. And for some of you, this could be your career. Maybe you're literally thinking about a move when it comes to a home. Okay, you may be making a relationship choice or a business choice here. Because this is about feeling a little bit overwhelmed with everything going on, with some of the setbacks. But the good news is I feel like there's a big, bright new opportunity coming in. And I say that because look what's in your strength. You actually have two cards that came out, and look at how they came out. You have the Five of Coins in reverse, followed by the Sun. Now, the Five of Coins can be a harsh energy here in the physical world. It can be a job loss, a relationship ending. It could be a major illness, but it's showing up in the reverse. And look what it says, recovering a sense of stability, because you've endured some hard misfortune, Cancer, but the sun is shining. The sun is coming up once again. It's like the storm has already came in and ripped everything up, but this is your strength. It's to rebuild after that storm has come in for you. Okay, this is unbridled joy, not letting this Five of Coins dampen your sunshine, right? Not to take away from your light. If anything, allowing the experience of the Five of Coins to brighten your light, because then maybe you want to help others that are going through the same, or maybe it inspires you to bring in a sense of stability like you've never known before, and that comes from within and it flows into your outer world, right? So that means that even if you are riding that teeter-totter of life, and yes, it feels all good and all balanced at some point, right? You have the perfect amount of weight on one side and perfect amount on the other side, and you're just kind of going through life, flowing with the ups and downs, and then all of a sudden, somebody from across the recess yard comes over, and maybe they have a couple 100 pounds on you, and they jump right in the end of that, and you fly off the teeter-totter, and you land on your head, and it causes a lot of ruckus. So it's not just about finding that balance, but it's being able to stay calm in crisis. It's being able to take some misfortunes and not let yourself get so buried in them that you lose yourself in the process. That's your greatest strength. So what's the purpose of this? To realize that you can get through anything, that you can get back up on your feet, that there are good people and there are good things that are yet to be discovered, right? And so your purpose here, what do we have, please, for purpose? Your purpose is the Temperance, secondary purpose, Three of Swords. Healing some sort of pain, some sort of disappointment, okay? When this shows up as the purpose, it's about being patient. You have the Temperance angel, right? You have the Blessed, which literally has an angel on here. So the angels are working on your behalf. And Cancer, sometimes you may feel like your prayers have gone unanswered. And there's a song, and I know I've mentioned this song in readings before. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers, right? I forget who the singer of that song is. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. So sometimes it means that, we pray and pray and pray. We want a specific situation to work out. In that song, I believe, he wanted his high school flame. He wanted her so bad, and he prayed and prayed and prayed, but God didn't allow that to happen. And 20 years later, he realizes why, is because he's met his wife, right? His current wife, his soulmate, the love of his life. And it's far better than he could have ever imagined. And so sometimes some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. If he would have answered that prayer and he would have been with that high school flame, maybe it wouldn't have been as, joyous and as abundant as, the treasure island, which is what's showing up here for you. So just because there is some sort of heartache or loss, or something didn't work out, or you got fired, or that relationship ended, or you went through that health crisis, be patient with yourself, because God is going to answer your prayers in magical, beautiful, blessed, and unexpected ways that maybe you can't see right here in the moment, but you will. You will here on earth in this lifetime. This is about being patient. And it says literally patient balance. You're getting a lot of energies around balance. And you have the Justice, which you see the scales. You see the Two of Coins, which is about balance and reassessing priorities. And then we have the Temperance, which, she's on that tightrope. And I always say this. Unless you have some built-in wings, right? And you walk that tightrope the first time around without falling, that's got to be pretty miraculous. But for most people, it don't work that way. When you are walking that tightrope, it's going to take you a lot of practice, a lot of balance, and a lot of do-overs, right? Because you're probably going to have to walk that tightrope a million times to get to the point where you feel comfortable enough to maintain that sense of balance to walk all the way across it. And you have divine support here as well, because in the past, you've gone through some severe heartbreak. Okay, some sort of severe heartbreak. And the purpose of this all is trust in divine guidance and trust in unanswered prayers. Wow, this is beautiful. All right, let's take a look at the main lesson to be learned. You have the devil. You do have the devil here. And this is actually showing up for a few different signs literally in this position. How interesting, right? Main lesson to learn here is to cut ourselves away from attachments, from destructive indulgences, destructive tendencies. The devil can be Capricorn. It's addictions, it's obsessions, it's fears, it's manipulation, it's codependency, it's materialism. This can be a people, place, or thing, right? A person for you. It could be a pattern that you have that really is destructive. It's not helpful. Only you are going to know what this devil is for you. And the main lesson to learn is to release the indulgences, release the ties that this devil has on you. And it's a choice that we choose each and every single day, because that devil's going to creep back in. It always does, right? But when we make a conscious choice, which you have showing up here, that's the current situation, to make a choice to reassess your priorities. You can do anything, Cancer. Reassess your priorities. And if you had some sort of indulgence or temptation at the top, maybe it's time for you to rearrange that pattern or rearrange that dynamic. Maybe fear was sitting at the top, and really fear doesn't need to be sitting at the top. What do I always say about fear? False evidence appearing real. So sometimes it's difficult to get past this devil, but your greatest strength is to shine a light on that devil. And the devil doesn't like the light, right? So if you shine a light on this devil, it's almost like cleaning out the closet. You're able to then see the why or the how, or, what's hindering, what's not helping. And you're able to eradicate some sort of darkness. You have the light on your side here. So don't succumb to what that devil says, that whisper in your ear that's telling you, indulge, or, don't believe in that, or go in this direction, that's best for you. Release yourself from that indulgence. Desires, hopes, and fears. Queen of Swords in reverse. Thinking sometimes too much with your emotions. No, not you, Cancer, right? Sometimes the Queen of Swords, though, she is showing up in reverse. So it can mean thinking more logically as well. Now, it's interesting because I don't see a ton of cups here in your energy. We do see it coming up as far as what you don't know. So we'll dive into that here in a moment. But the Queen of Swords can be finding balance between the head and the heart, which was very interesting because that was a big theme in Gemini's reading as well. And Gemini can be, swords energy. So maybe some of you have some air placements or dealing with an air sign. But the main lesson here is to find balance between the head and the heart, because your heart may be completely over here, your head may be completely over here, and I feel like it's blocking you at times from moving forward, and that may be part of the weakness here with the Three of Wands. That could be part of the setback, is we allow our emotions to overrule, right? Or we numb our emotions, we suppress them, we drink them, we smoke them away, we do whatever we can, right? With the devil, because we don't want to feel them because we're dealing with too much pain. Or we tend to think sometimes, and it is showing up in reverse, so it's more of that emotional part, but it can also be overthinking, overanalyzing. It can be beliefs that hinder us. They're no longer good for us. So take that devil however it resonates. But the lessons to be learned are to find that balance between the head and the heart. And I just gave this example again in Gemini's reading, and it's quite significant here as well. But I just seen a meme the other day that talked about, the head and the heart, how the head is telling you, no, don't do that. You're going to fail. It's not going to be good for you. And the heart is saying, but follow me, listen to me. This is going to be great. And then the soul comes in and says, would you two just be quiet? Just shh. There's too much going on. If you would just be quiet and step aside, I'm the soul. I will help guide you forward. So sometimes it can be too noisy in that head and that heart. And that's what you're needing to find balance on. That's part of the lesson. Desires, hopes, and fears. What do we have here? Desires, hopes, and fears. Okay. What do we have here? All right. Wheel of Fortune. So this makes sense here because the Wheel of Fortune is about, a turn of fate, destiny, destined hand coming in, fortune. For some of you, fortune after difficulties even, right? If you've lost everything or if financial matters have been a big issue, when this shows up as your desire, you want that hand of fate to come in and have a little bit of a turning point. You want to have this good luck, this fortune, and we see it coming in here for you. At least I see it subconsciously, even if it hasn't quite happened yet. You may feel like you're going round and round. There's that wheel. And the fear is, what if I stay stuck, right? What if there's unforeseen challenges that, again, repeat me in a cycle and I keep going round and round and round and round? Those are, your hopes. They are your fears. And I feel like there's that compass, right? There's that soul's compass coming in saying, okay, silence the noise, silence, the overpowering emotion or the over analyzing and the thinking, and just take a little bit of time to get in nature, to get grounded, because what you don't see is there's a beautiful rainbow coming from this compass. And I feel even though there's some storm clouds, this door, this opportunity is bright. You see the sunflowers versus outside of this door, it looks like there's barren lands and there's not a lot of growth. There's a portal coming in here for you. I feel like this is a portal for you to quantum leap, for you to jump into a new paradigm, for you to grab this wheel and start spinning it yourself in a favorable new direction. Beautiful. Let's look at what you don't know. What you don't know here is there's a wish coming true. You have the 9 of Cups. This is what you can't quite see yet. This is a wish granted. And it's going to surprise you because you've been filled with empty promises, Cancer. You lost hope. You lost faith in a wish, right? You didn't think it was going to happen because of that 5 of Cups, because you've been through a loss. You didn't realize that you could recover better than before, right? You didn't realize that there was going to be or will be noticeable growth in an area where you didn't feel like there was anything, excuse me, anything left. You have the Judgment card and the Magician. Instead of manifesting punishment or karma, right? Maybe some of you thought that you were manifesting karma or that you were going through a karmic relationship or a karmic lesson or a karmic experience, and that could have certainly been the case with the Magician. But I feel like now you're manifesting a reward. And the Judgment card is about an earned reward versus a negative consequence based on some sort of action of the past. And it's leading straight towards a wish fulfillment. Magician, Judgment, 9 of Cups. Powerful energy, powerful combination. It's up to you. Do you want to manifest from a place of fear? You can. We do every day. Or do you want to manifest from a place of love? Right? So I feel like you are finding, you're reassessing, you're educating, you are learning, you're evolving, you're growing, Cancer. But what you don't know yet is that there is a wish that's coming in here for you. And there is a judgment call that is being made here on your behalf. That's actually going to be quite rewarding and quite fulfilling. Now, advice to achieve your hopes. Advice to get that wheel spinning. What do we have here, please? The 5 of Wands, the 4 of Wands. Look at that. We have the 4 and the 5. And the 5 actually appeared first. So it's interesting because the 5 of Wands is resolving conflict because there's been friction. So whatever friction is happening in your life, find solutions, find ways to resolve it. Find ways to channel your energy into something more healthy because we see that devil. So if you are feeling stressed out and at the end of the day you're going home and drinking 2 bottles of Merlot, that's probably not very healthy. It's probably not helping you. But if you decide to ease that conflict with maybe, going for a walk when you get home, or reaching out to a trusted friend or professional, or deciding to work on your creative hobby, right? You're going to start to turn things around and you're going to feel more ease. You're going to feel less anxiety and you're going to feel more filled with purpose and healthful purpose as well. And it's going to lead you directly to the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands is a sense of feeling grateful togetherness instead of feeling isolated or alone, because there's always friction. So some of you, and this is interesting, I'm getting a message here and they're giving me the name Paul or Polly or Pauli or Paula. Okay. That could be someone's name or a location. Please take it as it resonates. Paul, St. Paul. Now, what I also feel is some of you have isolated yourself from others. Maybe you've barricaded yourself in your home, maybe due to COVID or due to healing a relationship or due to job loss or working from home, working remotely, or maybe you were sick or someone around you was sick. Whatever reason, some of you could have kind of holed up a little bit, but I see you. And the reason why is because there was just a lot of friction, a lot of tension, a lot of drama, or you've seen the world as a scary place, or you've seen it as, a place that was out to maybe even very imbalanced with the justice. You felt very crooked energy, like people you didn't want to give people the benefit of the doubt because they didn't show you that there was good. But I see that there's a shift in that energy, and that may only pertain to a few of you. But with the 4 of Wands showing up here, I absolutely feel like there's a sense of freedom. Some of you, this could be military as well. Maybe you have military background, or you're coming from a place that maybe there's a lot of war. There's war going on. There could be a war in the food crisis, war in politics, war in economy, whatever type of war, right? And there is a sense here of liberation or finding peace within that war. This can even be internal war with yourself. Maybe this friction is you butting heads with some of your own ideals or your own choices here. But you're going to resolve this sense of conflict. You're not going to feel alone, or Spirit wants you to know you're not alone. So reach out. Reach out to people who maybe they've gone through what you've gone through. This can be listening to inspiring podcasts or reading good books or tuning into learning more about your own intuition or spirituality instead of succumbing to lower vibrational frequencies, rumors, gossip, news, or negativity. Look for the good and keep your vibration high because it has to do with you manifesting as well your reality. And if you're constantly surrounding yourself with, this friction type of energy, you're going to stay in there longer than you need to. And I see that again, that's part of a weakness that you may have at times. Okay, what did we say was at the bottom of the deck here for you? Did we do a bottom of the deck? We did not. Okay, so bottom of the deck here is the Hierophant. So this is what you don't see here. The Hierophant is all about traditional teachings versus unconventional thinking. The Hierophant can be about what we commit ourselves to. It could be sacred, marriage. It could be institutions, education, schooling, religion, some form of hierarchy. And the Hierophant here is all about you taking a look at your beliefs, your morals, and asking, are they still true for me? Do I still believe that I have to be married or in this union, this sacred union? Do I believe that I have to stay committed to this career path because that's what I chose 20 years ago? Do I believe that I have to do something a certain way because that's what I thought at one point or another? And I feel for a lot of you subconsciously, it's like you're reprogramming your belief system around, or, could be justice system as well. It's like you're reprogramming something because you realize that it's not working for you, or it's shifted, or maybe you've changed your mind. And that's a big message for you here, Cancer, because a lot of times we do change our mind. We go through an epiphany moment. We go through a spiritual, maybe NDE, near death experience. Maybe we go through some sort of tragedy or loss that can change our perspective, can change our minds. And I feel like you are recommitting yourself to something that better suits you and your energy for where you're at today. Not 20 years ago, but right here, right now. And it could be taking an unconventional approach to marriage, to career, to health, to, whatever works for you, instead of listening to everybody else, right? It's the example I can give is like the fad diets that we see. Keto diet, Mediterranean, there's so many different diets out there, to eat eggs, to not eat eggs, avocados, right? We hear so much, and there's so much information that floods us. But ultimately, it's about you trusting in your body and trusting and building that relationship between your own intuition and your body, right? Your body is your vehicle. It's your best friend. It's your vessel here on earth. Your body is here to help you. Your body is here to help heal you, right? And so I feel like there's a situation that's called for you to trust in your body, trust in your intuition, and not follow what everybody else says about your situation or what's best for you, and to you to bridge that gap yourself and try new things along the way. That is what I have for you, Cancer. So definitely a big purpose in all of this is to reassess based on some new fair judgments. This is about you being fair and kind to yourself as well. But again, sometimes God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers, because God has bigger plans here, and they could be better than you've ever imagined. And even if you are going through some sort of hardship at this time, trust that it's going to be replenished in something far better than the eye can see. That's what I have for you, Cancer. If you like the message, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And thank you so very much for tuning in. Lots of love.